Zarpana Kabir will join us here on stage to walk us through new advertising cloud innovation. But like the last demo, we want to set the context for what you're going to see from a technology standpoint with the brand. And the brand that we're going to use is Samsung. And you're going to hear from Robert Watkins, who's an experience maker at Samsung, sharing how they're overcoming some of the challenges that Samsung is facing using the Experience Cloud. Let's roll the video.
My name's Robert Watkins, and I work at Samsung Electronics, personalising the path to purchase, in particular personalising the website experience and our advertising experience from all digital touchpoints. One of the things Samsung really prides itself on is trying to become Britain and Ireland's most loved brand. And we found out very quickly that the answer to that is about being relevant at the right time to consumers. One of the biggest changes Samsung's done is try to connect the online website experience to the online creative that we're delivering. Although we're giving unique experiences to individual segments, one of the things we do think about is where they're actually being placed. If I'm talking to you on Facebook, you wouldn't want me to speak to you in the same way that I'd speak to you across search. It's just about striking that balance between the right creative in the right environment to the right segment to move them further down the funnel to purchase. One of the biggest challenges we face is not being able to make creative quick enough for the advanced segments and automatic algorithms that we're using that are creating these segments. We need to work in a world that allows us to tell people the right story at the right time, but we can't predefine that. That needs to come through the use of technology and the understanding of customers.
Hi everyone. Just on the video, and I'm sure many of you would agree in the room, that personalizing your brand's message to the right audience at the right time requires significant investment, time, and resources. Now I want to show you how Adobe solves this problem for marketers with the new Advertising Cloud Creative tool. Now we found that marketers and their design teams were spending more and more time resizing and rebuilding ads across ad units, ad formats, and even audiences. And it's these cumbersome processes that lead to compromised ad quality and ad messages. And so we asked, what if we gave marketers greater control and flexibility over the creation of personalized and targeted ad units? Enter Advertising Cloud Creative. This software enables marketers to modify ads on the fly and streamlines collaboration with their design teams so that your designers are spending less time resizing ads and more time building beautiful images and impactful messages. Let's show you the power of the tool. Okay, so the first thing we see is our experience tree. And this is essentially a decision tree that enables me to build my messages and layer on targeting. As you can see, we already have 2 ads live for Samsung, and I want to build 2 more focused around their Galaxy S9 phone because we want to highlight some features like the larger display, the exceptional camera, and the waterproofing feature because if you're a resident like me, you know it's going to come in handy in this city. All right, so let's go ahead and set up our targeting. Now I have several targeting options to choose from. I can leverage my direct Adobe Analytics or Audience Manager segments through a direct connection. I can also choose ad unit sizes, location target, and even choose day of week targeting. Now, for my first message, let's go ahead and use those Adobe Analytics segments and reach people who visited the S9 page on Samsung.com. And for my second message, let's go ahead and reach adults 18 to 45. And in a couple clicks, I've just set up audience targeting. Now the next thing I want to show you is how simple it is to build my story. Now I can select any creative. On the left-hand side here, my designers have built the creative and they've uploaded it into my asset library. So I simply drag the creative and assign it to the pre-selected ad unit sizes. And if I want to tell a dynamic story over time, I simply select the sequencing feature and layer on additional messages. So let's go ahead and select our second message, and I want to use the waterproofing feature. So again, we assign this to our pre-selected ad unit sizes. And because I don't want to annoy my audiences with the same messages, I'm going to limit ad exposure to 3 times per ad. No more generic banners. Advertisers can actually engage with audiences and tell stories. Okay, so next, I'm going to show you how we've taken ad personalization to the next level. So we're going to tailor a message to a very specific audience. Now, we want to reach people in specific cities and highlight the benefits of the new phone. So let's go ahead and layer on geo-targeting. I want to reach London, Glasgow, and Birmingham. Now I've split out my cities, and when I go to assign creative, I can simply copy and paste directly in the browser. Now, what's even cooler is that I can actually edit the ad directly in the tool. Now, since we're in London, I want to personalize my message and use an iconic backdrop like Tower Bridge, so we can actually change the ad copy. And I know I have a Tower Bridge image in my asset library, so I'm going to go in to the library, find my Tower Bridge image, and in a couple seconds, I've just personalized the message to a very specific audience, and I didn't even have to hassle my designers for some simple ad copy and image updates. All right, there you have it. We just built 4 ads across 4 unique audiences in a matter of minutes. And the last thing I want to show you is reporting. We brought the power of data into our reporting workflows. This means that I get deep analysis and insights across creative A/B testing insights all the way through to ad copy performance, all in a transparent and thoughtfully organized interface. Advertising Cloud Creative simplifies and unifies ad creation, trafficking, and reporting so that marketers can simply focus on telling great stories. Thank you.
Thank you to Zarpana, and thanks again to Robert. So a couple new innovations you saw there that I think are really, really powerful for all of us in our advertising efforts. You just saw Ad Cloud Creative, a brand new feature that takes direct integration from Adobe Creative Cloud and Analytics Cloud with the Advertising Cloud, something no one else in the world can deliver. You just saw a demo from stage. Zarpana also showed the role of Adobe Sensei in your advertising efforts to power better buying across search, display, and video, helping you save time, be smarter, and get more bang for your buck. And finally, something we didn't see in the demo is our Ad Cloud Programmatic TV. It's growing rapidly in the US, and the application of deeper targeting data to standard television and inventory is changing the way brands and agencies invest in TV media. In Europe, we are talking to TV broadcasters across several countries to bring this offering to the region, and we look forward to announcing more details later this year. So, as you can see, we have some powerful new capabilities across the Adobe Advertising Cloud. And next up, we'd like to talk about and to show some technology from the often imitated, but never duplicated, Adobe Marketing Cloud. We created the Marketing Cloud category and continue to increase our leadership position. Adobe Marketing Cloud establishes the foundation so that you can personalize experiences that makes customers want to visit, download, engage, and keep coming back. Because what you provided them was exactly what they were looking for. This is our innovation really across the Adobe Marketing Cloud. Cloud scale and security, experience intelligence powered by Adobe Sensei, omni-channel management, and content velocity. Megan Falter and Mathieu Hanouz are going to show you the latest innovation inside the Adobe Marketing Cloud. But to get things started, I want to bring out another cutting-edge experience maker, this time not a video, live and in person. And this is an experience maker from Sky, Europe's largest meeting entertainment provider, who is leveraging the Marketing Cloud to enhance customer experience. So please join me in giving a warm welcome to the stage, the head of digital analytics and decisioning at Sky, Rob McLaughlin.
We've been on an incredible journey at Sky, from building customer intelligence and more recently delivering personalized omni-channel customer experience. As Europe's leading entertainment and media company, we have an incredible source of customer intelligence, originating from our 22 million customers. 11 million of those are right here in the UK. This intelligence flows from many channels: linear and on-demand TV, our digital analytics, our CRM data, our contact center, our third-party and social data, all flowing back to base. In our quest to understand the customer across these channels, we focused on two fundamental principles: customer identification and customer journeys. By adhering to these two principles, we're able to recognize the customer in channel and continue to build our understanding of them. That alone is great and enables us to build a unified intelligence about the customer. But the real hero here is customer identification. By leveraging concepts like the device graph and Marketing Cloud ID, we not only increase our knowledge about the customer, we recognize them in real time too. We recognize the customer and we have an understanding of what they might want. We absolutely have the opportunity to deliver relevant experiences which respect their relationship with us and cater for their intents and interests. The Sky TV proposition is built around sports, cinema, and entertainment content. I'd like to share a sports ad from last year, which I feel really demonstrates the passions that our customers feel across the sports category, and also the importance of being able to identify and act on those specific interests.
It's decision day in the Premier League, and the fans will certainly be feeling the nerves.
A magnificent morning at Lord's for the first day of the series, and already this place fizzes with anticipation. The queue for like a miracle on the final day at Medina. And we are ready for the title decider. It's lights out, and away we go. It's just been finished, and it is finished. That is one of the great Lions test tries. United have done all they can. That Rooney goal was enough for the 3 points. Manchester City are still alive here. Balotelli, Aguero! I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again.
That ad really gets me every single time. Thank you. I mean, really, the range of feelings and emotions which we're part of delivering to our customers when they experience the sports which they love is just incredible. And when we're able to understand our customer and match them to a relevant experience, we improve outcomes for both our customers and for our organisation. We refer to this as being able to maximise serendipity. From initial purchase, onboarding, and into our life with the customer, we're continuously seeking to tailor the experience. Over 71% of our customers interact with us across 3 or more channels. And we're working to orchestrate both out and inbound communications in order to maximize our ability to deliver relevant experiences. Omnichannel orchestration is going to be essential for us to effectively communicate with our customers. Knowing what will interest them, anticipating where we can speak to them, and positioning when we should trigger communications are major principles we are working on today in our effort to build a world-class contact strategy. Adobe enables us to execute experiences at an individual level across multiple channels. We continue to work and push them to realize the opportunities we have in this area for our business. Before I hand over to Megan and Matt, I simply wanted to share with you one of the most straightforward but effective experiences that we've been delivering to our customers. Our product recommendations are driven by Adobe Target and delivered individually to our customers. In the case that we would recommend our sports product to our customers, we leverage 3 different levels of customer intelligence to inform and flavor the recommendation we give. We look across a wide range of implicit and explicit data sources that our customers have made available to us. Their viewing behaviors, their digital behaviors across our skysports.com site, our sports app estate, and we match that with the explicit tells that they give us around their preferences, who they're looking to follow, the teams that they love, the personalities that they want to know more about, and we bring that together in real time to powerfully act on customer interests and behaviors. Thank you. I'll hand over to Megan and Matt for the Marketing Cloud demo. Thank you.
I'd like to bring Adobe's Chief Technology Officer to the stage. He's looking around the corner and taking the knowledge of what's happening in our innovation labs and bringing that into our products. So please join me in welcoming to the stage Adobe's Chief Technology Officer, Abhay Parasnis.
Thank you, Brad. It's great to be here this morning. It's been a jam-packed morning. So hopefully you've seen so far how we are continuing to advance state-of-the-art across each of our solutions while also making fundamental investments in Adobe Cloud Platform. I'm extremely proud of all the work the teams are doing to drive innovation agenda in the marketplace. But this is an industry where status quo is not really an option. And so we are going to continue to push the innovation agenda and push the envelope as we look to the future. So as you heard this morning from Shantanu, there is a new enterprise reality in which customers are demanding rich experiences across every single touch point. Not just web or mobile, but increasingly new formats, new devices, and new interaction models, including voice and immersive media. And you heard Brad talk about the fundamental investment we are making in Adobe Cloud Platform, which is centered all around content and data at its core. That's going to enable you to deliver those magical moments that are hyper-personalized at every single touch point, with insights and actions being delivered in real time. This is the new experience system of record to power a modern post-SaaS enterprise. Now, there's one common theme that you have hopefully heard today and seen throughout the demos. It's that intelligence is foundational to everything we are doing at Adobe. More than anything else, we believe that AI and machine learning will be completely transforming the enterprise architecture of tomorrow. There is no question that we are entering a new AI-powered world. Now, if you think about how AI is going to be one of the most profound shifts in computing for the next decade and beyond. In fact, I believe its impact will be even more far-reaching than the advent of the internet or what the smartphone era has been for the last decade. In many ways, AI is already starting to touch all of us in our personal lives. From smarter web searches to personalized e-commerce recommendations, from personal assistants and smart thermostats in our homes to smartphones that can instantly recognize our faces. And in many ways, we are only at the beginning with self-driving cars and smart robots that are surely going to transform the industrial landscape. Now, this AI-powered world will require a complete rethinking of new technology and interaction models. And I believe it's in the hands of companies like Adobe to shape this future. So with this new reality in mind, we are making a massive investment in AI as we look to the future. On this stage last year, we talked about Adobe Sensei, our AI and machine learning framework and associated set of intelligent services. Now, Sensei is unique in its approach of how it blends the science of massive data with the art of human creativity. And Sensei is not a general purpose AI framework which can predict weather or cure diseases. Instead, Sensei is hyper-focused on solving experiences challenges in 3 unique domains where Adobe has decades of expertise. First, we are starting with content intelligence and creative intelligence. With creative intelligence, these are enabling models for designers and artists to push creative boundaries. Second, with content intelligence, where we are using deep learning and latest in neural networks to understand and extract meaning from content. And last but not the least, with experience intelligence, where we're enabling businesses to provide amazing experiences with every single interaction. So let's take a little bit deeper look. We are architecting this Sensei platform at fundamentally 3 different levels. First, Sensei-powered experiences are for end users, where we are building magical tools and capabilities right within our solution experiences. Underneath that is for developers, Sensei services and building blocks that are in effect algorithms and trained models that are powering all these Sensei experiences. And then last but not the least is a lower level Sensei framework and tools layer that serves as the backbone and foundational layer on which this entire intelligence stack is built. Now, we started this Sensei journey with a strong focus on the experiences layer first, where we wanted to deliver hundreds of AI-powered features to each of you in our solutions and experiences. So let's take a look.
Pretty cool. Marketing team is world class at doing these videos.
Now, underlying these amazing experiences that you just saw in that video, we have been building up a rich set of intelligent capabilities powering all of this magic. So on the creative side, Sensei now has services and models that deeply understand concepts in design, imaging, animation, illustration, and video. And then on the science and data side, Sensei can now train and reason in categories like analytics, personalization, journey management, audiences, and much more. And now with these services in place, Sensei is in effect now learning and connecting all these distinct categories into a single unified intelligence fabric. So this intersection of arts and science, in effect the left and right brain, if you will, is where magic really happens. And it's something only Adobe can uniquely do. In effect, Sensei is now mastering the language of experience business. So with this in place, let's talk about where we are going next. With this fundamental platform in place now, we are shifting our sights to the next major chapter of the Sensei journey. To build a complete ecosystem, we have to think far beyond just end users. So we are going to unlock the value of Sensei to two new audiences as we look to the future: data scientists and developers. First, data scientists. This is a critical new audience in your enterprise AI journey. As you saw this morning, we are announcing a new data science workspace capability, which is going to enable data scientists in your organizations to bring their own data, train custom models, and build intelligent services right within Adobe Cloud Platform. The second critical audience is developers and third-party ecosystem players, partners, ISVs, and others. Today, we are taking a major first step to serving this audience by announcing a beta release of Sensei Content Platform that developers can embed directly in their own applications. And this is just the beginning. Over the next 6 to 12 months, we have an exciting roadmap of new services that we'll be releasing for developers and partners that they can tap to build their own solutions with Sensei. Last but not the least, we have a firm belief that Sensei can amplify, not replace, human creativity and productivity. So with that in mind, we are building a new Sensei agent and graph that deeply understands how each of you work and is focused on measurement, optimization, insights, and recommendations right in your daily workflows. Sensei agents will bring in natural interaction with language and voice to empower and amplify how each of you work in your daily tasks. It will be there when you need it, and it will be out of your way when you don't. Personally, I'm super excited about the potential of this area, and it's going to put Sensei literally light years ahead of anything else in the market. Now, usually we are very careful about showing sneak peeks of the future, but since we are with just a few thousand of our closest friends, I thought we'll give you a quick glimpse of what this future of Sensei and Sensei agents can do for all of you. To do that, we are going to use the context of a brand, Tourism Australia, and how they run their marketing campaigns, and that can be transformed with Adobe Sensei. Now, to do that, please join me in welcoming Iona Walters, Strategic Development Manager, to the stage. Iona?
That's not a knife. That's a knife. That's me.
Brian Dundee?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Why do you keep saying really?
You all right there, mate?
Nothing to see here, man. Just getting a clean shave with my machete. See you next week, Barry.
Yeah, when your dad did it, he was not.
Okay, well, my dad told me about this. He was just like, yeah, I just came up and he did this, okay?
I just don't think he can see you from back here.
Not a lot of crocs out here, huh?
This is 37,000 miles, pristine, beautiful beach, mate. Did you know that Australia makes some of the finest wines in the entire world?
No, I didn't know that.
Thank you very much.
Wait, hold up. This isn't a movie.
No.
It's a tourism ad for Australia.
Yes. But listen, you're the best Crocodile Dundee since Crocodile Dundee.
Really?
Yes, really. And we had the best trip ever, didn't we?
It was pretty sweet.
Hey, there are some great flight deals to Australia right now.
Dude, I get it. It's not a movie, it's a commercial.
Thank you. Sensei already has many great AI-enabled features, but today I'm going to show you a glimpse of Sensei of the future. You're going to see an early experience assistant prototype in action, enabling super fast workflows across Adobe Clouds. We just saw the clip from the brilliant advertising campaign launched by Tourism Australia during the Super Bowl in the US. Inspired by this campaign, and for the purposes of this demo, I'm going to be playing a creative from Tourism Australia's advertising agency. They've asked me to produce a movie-style poster featuring some of Australia's unique and exotic animals, and Sensei is here to help. The team at Tourism Australia have kicked things off by providing me with a rough sketch of their ideas on paper. Fortunately, I have the Adobe Scan app on my phone, which means I can quickly capture the sketch. But not only that, in this new prototype version of the Scan app, I also have access to the blue Sensei dot. This launches the Sensei surface, which shows how content is being processed, and also gives me access to the Sensei assistant. And when I activate it, Sensei neurons start firing to immediately analyze the sketch. So right away you can see that Sensei has recognized a series of objects and segmented them, as well as creating a variety of associated tags or concepts. So we have grass, clouds, koala, etc. Now, since most of my creative assets sit within Adobe Experience Manager, let's go ahead and send the sketch directly there now. To do that, I'm going to utilize a key technology we're exploring around natural interactions. And what's more natural than a voice command? So please, no heckling from any one of you 5,000 of our closest friends out there during this particular piece. Send to Experience Manager. Fantastic, and here it is, sitting within Experience Manager. Notice also here that I also have access to the blue Sensei dot, and when I activate it, Sensei displays the same level of understanding as we saw in the Scan app. So now I can begin turning this sketch into a visually stunning movie-style poster. Gathering all of my assets together at the beginning of my creative process has traditionally been a laborious process, but Sensei can really help me here. The first thing I want to do is establish a really strong background with clouds in the sky. As Sensei has recognized the concept clouds, I can click on this and it will immediately start sourcing relevant images from the millions of assets within my AEM instance, as well as from over 100 million assets within Adobe stock. It then uses knowledge of these assets combined with my personal preferences to make intelligent suggestions. So let's start off with one of the images that Sensei has pulled for me. Although it's not exactly what I'm after, this one's definitely along the right line, so I'll use it as a starting point. So let me open it in full screen so you can see all of the information that's been aggregated about this image. So here you can see all the concepts that have been recognized, like the waves, the hut, etc. And as Sensei understands what's in the image, it can now intelligently recommend attributes for me to explore further. For example, over here, I can edit attributes pertaining to the sky, such as how dramatic it is. I definitely want to heighten the drama here, so let's crank this up for maximum impact. Fantastic, and I really like this particular image here, so I'll double click it to add it directly to my AEM folder. And now I can begin gathering images of the animals in the sketch. I'll start with the kangaroo. Again, it's really quick for me to find images just by clicking on the tag that Sensei has generated for me. And this first one is just right. But of course, I also need to be able to remove the background from this image in order to use it in my composition. Brilliantly, Sensei has saved me a huge amount of work here by preempting my design process and has auto-generated a smart mask for me. As somebody in a previous life who has spent hours, days, even weeks painstakingly creating masks, I can't tell you how grateful I am to Sensei for this particular assistance. Thank you, Sensei. So let's grab this masked version and drop it into my AEM folder. I'll do the same for the koala, for the dingo, for the bird, and also for the seal. Note here that Sensei's created masks for each of those images as well. Fantastic, so here are all of my images gathered together in super fast time, which means I can jump over into Photoshop now to start compositing my poster. So let's get Sensei to assist once again. create composition in Photoshop. There we go, just like that. All of my images in Photoshop organised into separate layers, ready for me to go. And now I can arrange the animals as they appear in the sketch. As Sensei understands not only what the objects are in the sketch, but also positioning details, this is super fast and easy for me to achieve. So let's activate the big dot again and ask Sensei for assistance. Align images to sketch. Perfect. I'm getting much, much closer now. So let's take a little look at the Sensei panel once again, as there's some additional suggested styles and templates that I might want to explore. These have been generated as a result of my previous interest in dramatic effects when selecting the background sky. So I can scroll through these and take a look as to which might be appropriate. And this one's absolutely along the lines that I'm after. Of course, I'm not quite finished, as in order to create a poster, I need some additional elements such as text. I've done this a little bit earlier, so you don't need to stand here watching me do that. So let's take a look at my final animal adventure movie style poster. There we go. And we're going to now just send this straight back to AEM. Send image to Experience Manager. There we go. So here's my final poster sitting within AEM. And this is a great starting point for the campaign. A marketer, however, also needs the ability to generate different formats for different channels, and they don't always want to have to go back to creative in order to do this. So let's take a little look at what Sensei can do with Adobe Campaign to help here. When I select the original poster, Campaign suggests some options for reformatting the content. I'm just going to select the first few here, so let's take a couple of Instagram options and also the email campaign header. And again, I'll get Sensei to do the work for me. Create layouts. Fantastic. So here are all of my newly automatic, intelligently formatted layouts sitting within AEM. And I'll just jump into campaign now so that we can take a little look at the campaign header in more detail. Notice that the creative in this campaign is still active and fully editable, meaning I can dynamically update it to best engage my audience. The first thing that I'll do is to select a different audience persona to see how that automatically influences the appearance of this campaign. So there you go, you can see a slightly different grouping of the animals here and some alterations in the template. These changes have been determined by A/B testing with similar assets, taking into consideration everything Sensei understands about this particular persona. So this could be how they've reacted to previous campaigns, as well as how the design decisions made during the creation of this campaign relates to historical data. So what's going on behind the scenes? I'll open up the Sensei panel in visualization mode so that we can see more details. And here you can see the Sensei graph. This shows all of the semantic decisions made during the creation of this campaign. And if I want to edit it, I can easily jump back to any node within that process to make some changes. So let's jump to where I added the kangaroo. And this is where some magic really starts to happen, because Sensei now enables me to pan through different variations of this asset right in place, enabling me to tweak the template as I go. Really great stuff. I can also see subsequent actions such as the auto mask being applied. And Sensei, in addition, has suggested some other optimizations that I might want to explore.
Pretty cool. So, that's actually some pretty seriously cool Sensei magic. Now, while it was great to see you create this poster in front of everyone here in real time, in reality, in a world of hyper-personalization, most people I bet in this room are thinking, I have to generate hundreds of those variations for different segments and different audiences. So is there anything Sensei can do to actually finish that task for me?
I'm very glad that you brought this up. It just so happens that there is. So Sensei can suggest modifications for every audience segment, enabling hyper-personalization. All I need to do is to select Create Auto Variants, and voila, Sensei does all of the work for me. How amazing is that?
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.